All right, everybody, it's that time again. Lionel released their 2025 Volume 1 catalog in early January of this year. And as is typically the case, I have taken my sweet time in compiling my order, but I've got it all ready to submit to Legacy Station. And so in this video, we're going to go over what I ordered from Lionel's 2025 Volume 1 catalog. Let's get started. All right, so Lionel's 2025 Volume 1 catalog. Overall, I thought this was a pretty good catalog. Is it the best catalog I've ever seen from Lionel? No, but overall, I thought it was pretty solid. Now, it's an anniversary year, the 125th anniversary, so like it or not, the catalog is going to have a lot of nostalgia in it. It's going to have a lot of calls to the past. And so depending on who you are, you may like and appreciate those calls to the past, or you may not. But it's an anniversary year and it's going to happen regardless. I personally really liked some of the calls to the past. However, the catalog was missing what I thought would be a great item for the 125th anniversary, and that is a 125th anniversary Santa Fe Super Chief set that would have an F3 ABBA set pulling a string of Santa Fe streamlined passenger cars with sound effects and all that kind of stuff. That would be such a cool anniversary set, and yet it wasn't in this catalog. But I'm holding out hope that maybe it'll be in the Volume 2 catalog. Of course, knowing Lionel, you never know. They kind of do whatever they want, so we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, so for this catalog, first we come to the Vision Line Hudsons, and this is where I'm kind of in a pickle because, oh boy. Okay, so they've got the Commodore Vanderbilt Hudsons and the regular Hudsons. Now, when the regular Hudsons were announced late last year, I ordered the Pacemaker and the sort of gray New York Central PT Hudson versions of the new Vision Line Hudson. So I ordered two right then and there. Then this catalog came out, and then there were also some custom run announcements, one of which is my own custom run. So, unless I change my orders, I might end up with like 6 of these Vision Line Hudsons. So let me start. So first of all, the Commodore Vanderbilt Hudsons. Now I'm going to be ordering one of the custom runs. It's the custom run that Legacy Station doing. They are doing a Space Force Vision Line Commodore Vanderbilt. As you can see, it looks amazing. I'm really excited about it. It's going to have some custom sounds and everything. So I'm definitely ordering one of those. If you haven't seen this and you want to order one, you can still do so on Legacy Station's website. I'll put a link to that in this video. So I'm already getting that one, and now we come to the ones in the catalog. I was really torn between the gold Commodore Vanderbilt and the pre-war inspired red one with the matching red passenger cars. Right now, I think I'm going to order the red version with the matching red passenger cars, just because it's such a cool pre-war inspired thing, and as many of you know, I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. But man, that gold one, I may have to break down and get one of those as well. It's going to cost me a pretty penny, but it's just going to be so cool, and I might have to break down and get one of those too. On the next page, we've got some cool ties to the post-war period with the turbine and the Scout engine and those passenger cars. I really thought about ordering that Scout engine. I think it's a great tie to the past, but for $1,000, man, that is a lot of money for such a small locomotive. It's got whistle steam, and that's all. If it had the swinging bell, I might think about ordering it, but it doesn't, and so I skipped on it. Now, those 4 passenger cars down there, I actually have the originals of those that were made in the 1950s. My dad had them, and now I have them. And so I thought it would be really cool to have a modern interpretation of those cars. But again, it's $1,000 for 4 of them. That's quite a bit of money, and there's other stuff in the catalog I also want. And so, unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass on them, although I may pick them up at some point in the future. Now, the next page has what I think is the most beautiful set in the entire catalog, and that is the Vision Hudson pre-war set. This thing is awesome. Again, I love the pre-war inspired stuff that Lionel does, and I think this is going to be an absolute home run. So 100%, the minute I saw this catalog, I knew I was going to order this set, and yeah, it's expensive, $2,400 retail. Obviously, it won't cost me $2,400. It'll probably be something like $2,200 or something like that, but I gotta have it. I'm really excited about it. Okay, skipping ahead, here we have the regular Vision Line Hudsons. Now, as I said, last year I ordered the Pacemaker and the gray New York Central PT Hudson there on the top of the page. So I had already ordered 2 of these. Now I'm ordering the pre-war inspired Hudson, and now I've even got my own custom run Eric's Trains Appalachian Western Vision Line Hudson that's coming out. We did meet the order minimums, by the way. We're over 50 now. I think we're getting near 60 orders, so it's definitely going to be made. I'm very excited about it. If you haven't ordered one of these custom run Appalachian Western Hudsons yet, you can still do so on Legacy Station's website. I'll put a link to it in this video. Now, this is the initial artwork that we've received back from Lionel. As you can see, it looks great. Now, one thing that's incorrect with this rendering is that it doesn't show the PT tender that's going to have the water scoop effect. I'm going to have Lionel alter the rendering to have that tender instead, but this should give you a general idea. I mean, you have to start these renderings somewhere, and so typically it's sort of a back and forth process between us and Lionel until we get the rendering finalized, but we're off to a good start. I'll have Lionel make a few other minor tweaks before it's all said and done. For example, I'm thinking about having the bearing caps on the tender be silver instead of black. I think that might look really cool, and there's a few other minor changes I may make as well. If you look on the tender, you'll see that it says the Appalachian Mountaineer. Now, what is that? That is a fantasy excursion train that this engine is going to be pulling. So we're going to do this engine, and then probably later this year or next year, we're going to do some custom run Appalachian Western Appalachian Mountaineer passenger cars. I think we're going to do those through Atlas, because the Atlas passenger cars, the XMTH passenger cars that Atlas does, they are much more affordable than Lionel passenger cars. So I think we're going to start off with a 4-pack of the Atlas passenger cars, and those go for just under $500 for the 4-pack. So keep an eye out for that in the near future. That's going to be really cool. And so when it's all said and done, we're going to have the Appalachian Western Vision Line Hudson pulling the Appalachian Mountaineer excursion train. It's going to be really cool. And by the way, because it's a Vision Line engine, the Appalachian Mountaineer Vision Line Hudson will have custom crew talk that is road name and road number specific. On this page, we've got the 20th Century Limited set. This is a beautiful set that I thought about ordering because it's got 6 passenger cars, 4 of which have sound effects. So it's going to be a beautiful set, but ultimately I did not order it because I had to use the money elsewhere. But, you know, I talked about Lionel doing a 125th anniversary Santa Fe Super Chief set. That would have been a much cooler choice than this, in my opinion. I mean, this is a beautiful set, but it doesn't scream 125th anniversary, in my opinion, whereas if they had done a Santa Fe Super Chief set, that would be incredible. And again, I'm hoping they'll do that in the Volume 2. We'll have to see. Next, we've got the Florida East Coast Auto Rack set, and I am going to order one of these because I think it's actually a pretty good deal. Originally, I was just going to order the locomotive, and then I was also going to order a standalone Vision Line Auto Rack car. But then I thought, you know, this set has the locomotive and the Vision Line Auto Rack car and the additional auto racks, so why not just get the set? So yeah, I'm ordering this one for sure. And by the way, I'm really excited about the Vision Line Auto Rack car. I know some people have thought that's a weird thing, and maybe it's not a real Vision Line thing, but I actually think it is true Vision Line because it's experimental, it's weird, it's never been done before. It might end up being cheesy and nobody will like it, but it also might end up being incredible. That is really the spirit of the Vision Line, is experimentation, and the Vision Line Auto Rack car is definitely experimentation, and that's why I'm excited about it. So here we have the Legacy S2s, and I am ordering one or more of these. So first of all, I'm going to definitely order number 6200 on the left-hand side, the second one down with the smoke lifters. And I'm also thinking about ordering one of the S2s on the right-hand side, either the Tuscan Red version or the Chessie version. Now, I know a lot of people have poo-pooed on the Chessie version and the Daylight version because they think Lionel is overdoing these paint schemes in recent years, along with the hot dog paint scheme and the black bonnet paint scheme. And yeah, they have gone a little overboard with them, but you can't deny it is a beautiful looking engine. And when you've got as many locomotives as I have in my collection, you start to look for stuff that's unusual and different. And that Chessie version and the Tuscan version certainly are different, and that's why I'm kind of drawn to them. So I think I might end up ordering either the Tuscan or the Chessie version, probably the Chessie version. And again, my apologies to all you guys who hate these fantasy paint schemes, but I'm a sucker for a cool looking paint scheme, and yeah, that's just the way I am. Sorry. Here we have the Heislers. Now, I already have a Lionel Heisler. I'm thinking about getting the Weyerhaeuser Legacy Heisler number 4 on the right-hand side. I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. I might scratch it from the order because they are very expensive. I already have a Heisler. I like this one because it has the straight smokestack instead of the diamond-shaped smokestack. So I'm thinking about getting it, but I might end up scratching it before I submit the final order to Legacy Station. You know what? Who am I fooling? I'm probably going to end up getting one anyway. I think I might have some sort of a train addiction. What do you guys think? Here we have the Legacy A6s. I am skipping these. I'm not ordering one of these just because none of these really appeal to me, and I figured I'd rather use the money elsewhere. Then we get to the diesels, and I'm ordering quite a few of these ES44s to fill in the gaps in my Norfolk Southern Heritage fleet. So I'm ordering all five of these Heritage units: the Conrail, the Interstate, the Southern, the Norfolk Southern, and the Nickel Plate Road. I am ordering all of those, and that will add 5 more of these to my fleet. I believe that'll bring it up to 17 locomotives, so that brings me pretty close to having the complete Norfolk Southern Heritage fleet. That's going to be really cool when that happens. And then on the next page, we've got Lionel's first CPKC locomotive, and obviously I'm going to order one of these. I have to. So I'm going to order number 8721 there on the top left. Next, we've got the Trainmasters, and I'm going to order the Chicago Northwestern version there on the left. Next, we have the GP35s. I decided to pass on one of these because I've already got a Lionel GP35, so not going to get one of these this time around. We've also got the tunnel motors. I've already got several Lionel tunnel motors, so no need to order one of these. Then we've got the FA2AA and FB2 sets, and I'm a sucker for Canadian Pacific, so I am definitely ordering the Canadian Pacific set down there on the bottom left. I'm going to order the AA set as well as the 2B units to get the whole ABBA consist going. I really love that paint scheme. I think it's going to look great. Then we get into the rolling stock, and the first thing I'm ordering is the AEC PS5 gondola with canisters there on the bottom right. And I'm getting that because I already have the AEC set that Lionel already made. I did a review on it not too long ago. If you want to watch that, I'll put a link to it in this video, but this will be a perfect match for that AEC set. Next thing I'm ordering is one of these Sleeper Sounds Pullman cars. I think these are going to be kind of cool, and so I've decided to order the first one on the top right there, the Sleeper Sounds Pullman Green Dover Cliffs. Then we've got these weird patriotic themed disconnect cars, which I'm not ordering one of these, but I think Lionel missed an opportunity here because you see on the top right, they've got a disconnect flat car with 2 outhouses on it. And they did several versions of that in the catalog. They did this version, I think they did a Christmas version, and maybe a Halloween version, but they didn't do just a standard regular version with 2 outhouses on board, and I would have totally ordered that. So Lionel, if you're listening, please just do a regular run-of-the-mill version of that car, and I will definitely order it. I think it's hilarious. I mean, who doesn't want a flat car with 2 outhouses on it? I would just like it to be in a regular paint scheme and not in some sort of weird patriotic or Halloween or Christmas paint scheme. Not sure why they didn't do just a regular one. Then we've got the 50-foot boxcars, and I'm getting quite a few of these. First of all, I'm going to get a couple of the graffiti versions to check those out. I'm also going to get the Middletown and New Jersey 50-foot boxcar on the right-hand side, and this year we are doing an Eric's Trains Appalachian and Western custom run 50-foot boxcar, so I'm getting one of those as well. If you haven't ordered one of these Appalachian and Western 50-foot boxcars yet and you want to do so, you can still do that on the Legacy Station website. I'll put a link to it in this video. And by the way, I think these boxcars and some of this other rolling stock, I think it's ex-Weaver stuff. I could be wrong, but it'll be cool if it is. Specifically, I think these tank cars are ex-Weaver, and that's why I'm ordering a couple of these. The ACFX 40-foot tank cars there on the top right, I'm going to order 2 of those. Then we've got the 40-foot double-door boxcars, and I am ordering one of these Santa Fe versions there on the left-hand side, second one down. And I think that's it. That is everything that I am ordering from the 2025 Volume 1 catalog. The highlight of this whole thing is the Eric's Trains custom run Appalachian and Western Vision Line Hudson. I am super excited about that. That is so cool, and I am so grateful to everybody for ordering one and getting us past the minimum so that it can actually be made. That is going to be so cool, and I think those will arrive arrive later this year, probably sometime between October and December. And again, if you want to order the custom run Vision Line Hudson or the custom run Boxcar or Legacy Station's custom run Space Force Commodore Vanderbilt, you can do that on Legacy Station's website, and the links are in this video. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I'm Eric Siegel. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. To discuss this model and any other O-Gauge trains, check out the O-Gauge Railroading online forum at ogrforum.ogaugerr.com.